What's up everybody? My name is Darth Jeswick and welcome back to my channel. Today we are building a base game only house in Willow Creek on the Bargain Bend lot. And for this build today I gave myself a budget of 64,000 simoleons. I wanted to have a home that is like, a home for a family that's just beginning. The two tester sims that I have are married. The woman is pregnant, so we are going to put a nursery in here, and it's going to be a really nice house. We have a guest room. It is 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. We've got like a half bathroom downstairs. A full bathroom is in the master bedroom. And I kind of did something different today. Usually I start from the inside and work my way outside, but I had a very specific vision for this house. I wanted it to have this really harsh diagonal roof because I wanted to put a garage in the left side over there behind the master bedroom. I even dug through debug and got some garage doors and a car to put out front in the driveway. And I really wanted to have this tall chimney, so I used this red brick kind of inside the chimney as well as on the outside to differentiate between the rest of the house, which I just used like a regular white siding. I didn't want to do anything too specific really. I was kind of just originally going for a black and white color scheme, and I was going to try to bring that into the inside, and then I ended up making pretty much the entire interior yellow or shades of like green. And the roof does look kind of funny, but it doesn't really affect any of your gameplay. It's just glitching into the wall. Originally I was going to use these little tiny windows to act as the garage, and then I was looking through debug and I found the garage doors. Using some sturdy stairs in the hallway as well as out front and on the side door once I get to the side door. And I'm also putting a bathroom behind the stairs. I always think behind the stairs is such a wasted space, so I always try to fit a bathroom, even if it's just a half bathroom. But we have the back porch now. Originally I was going to try to have it next to the fireplace, but I just thought it wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't look right to me, so I ended up just moving it over and having it be like a very, very small porch. And then I added a rather large backyard. And we really don't have a lot of outdoor activities in the base game either. We have gardening, grilling, and the rocket ship and a few other things, and we don't really have that much. So I put they're expecting, so I put a swing, or not a swing, I also wish that we could alt place gates, and I also wish we had a just plain white swatch of this because I feel like it stands out, and I was trying not to make the backyard really stand out. I wanted the house to be the focal point of this build. And I was trying to do a fake driveway for a second. It just wasn't working out. I had the terrain raised up so it looked like your Sims could just drive right up to the house, but then the car that I put out front was floating, so I had to flatten the terrain back out. But I'm trying to get a little bit of landscaping in here now. Just a few trees. These cypress trees work really great. Outside of this type of house, it's almost like they have a gardener that comes and shapes their trees or something. And I left the flowers and terrain paint until the very end. I just wanted to get a few trees out here to see the space that I had, and then I got a couple of little planters. I was trying to figure out a place for the telescope too, but it just looked like you were trying to spy on your neighbors or something, and I was like, okay, it just looks weird. But I have our car out here now, and I'm just making a fake driveway ramp up into the garage so that your Sims could drive their car up into it. And you can do this by putting the roof on the ground one tile away from the building and then dragging it forward using the arrows, and then you can make a custom drive up ramp that way. And now I'm just getting the floor plan for the upstairs, and I wanted to have the master bathroom attached to the master bedroom. And I also wanted to put an office up here, but that was really small. I had it like a 2x3 office. I ended up changing it to a 3x3 office. And then I put these archway into the kitchen and the living room area. And then I put a bunch of windows in as well. I'm going to end up adjusting them throughout the build. And I also created a custom closet space upstairs in the master bedroom. I also didn't want to use a bunch of my budget on the flooring, so I tried to use the cheapest wood flooring that I could, as well as this checkerboard tile for the bathroom. And the kitchen, I ended up changing it to a darker tile, and then I put carpet in the bedrooms, which is not something I usually do. I usually just put like wood and rugs, because that's my personal preference. I'm not a huge fan of carpet. I also wanted to give them like slightly better than the cheapest couches, so I used these mega sofas and a base game coffee table. I was going to use this red, but I just didn't think it fit very well in this build. I was kind of going for like a cream and brown color, not like the red, as well as yellow. I've been doing a lot of yellow builds, and you know, yellow is not even my favorite color. Yeah, and I use this gold lamp to kind of accent the fireplace. And I was thinking about using this snug rug, but the light blue in it just didn't really work, and none of the other swatches really fit either. So I end up using this plain yellow one from it's like a more expensive rug. I think it was like 900 simoleons, but it fit better in the space. It's like more plain, and it's got that little tiny hit of yellow around the outside. I also added the fire stokers in the right by the fireplace. I wish we had like a wood basket in base game. We have one from Werewolves, but not in the base game. I don't understand why. We could probably make one from stuff out of Debug. I just wasn't really feeling like digging through Debug for little tiny pieces of wood. And then I started on the kitchen. I used this dark brown and black cabinets, as well as the slightly better appliances. They're like 1,000 simoleons each, because I didn't want to use the cheapest one. And it also ate up some of our budget, which was good because I really was running out of decorations to put everywhere. So I used this regular kind of like plain tile in the bathroom and the kitchen, as well as the bathroom upstairs in the master bathroom. And I used a pedestal sink in this half bathroom here, and I matched the swatch on the toilet somewhat. I mean, we don't really have a lot of swatches in that toilet, so we're kind of like short on luck. Got some toilet paper in here, the more expensive toilet paper from the base game, as well as a towel with a matching hook and a medicine cabinet. I also sized down this regular rug and put that in front of the toilet, and I kind of put the same swatch of rug, like these runners, like everywhere. And then I started on the guest bedroom. I wanted to use the carpet in the guest bedroom as well, so I put these and for this room I wanted to use a lighter toned wood, so I used this almost like gray swatch in here. So I put like a huge standalone dresser and a mirror in here, and I also tucked a little plant behind the mirror because I didn't want it to interfere with the routing of your Sims, because this room is kind of oddly shaped. Then I just kind of added a few decorations of a little plant and a little clock on the side, because I don't really ever use the clocks. And then I started decorating the garage. I just kind of put a handiness table as well as a exercise machine in here. And the office is pretty basic. I just set up a computer and a couple of plants, as well as like a cork board on the wall. Really, really basic decorations for this office. I wanted you to be able to put up pictures of your Sims if you want to in this build. If you're doing like a generational gameplay and you just need like a large house, that fits, 5 or 6 Sims, this house is like really great for that. It can fit, 2 in the guest bedroom. Your generation that you're playing in the master, and then your next generation in the nursery. I don't know why I felt like the need to explain that, but we're working on the nursery now. I sized down this little dollhouse because the dollhouses in this game are just so huge, but they still work sized down. Your Sims don't actually like touch the dollhouse, they just kind of play outside of it. So they don't need it to be the big, huge dollhouse, unless you have the room for it, of course. Also got a dino plushie that your toddlers can talk to, and then painted a little mural on the wall using some of the decal, and started on the master bedroom. I pretty much use the same bed in every room when I'm doing base games. This is one of the better beds in the base game, I think. We could use a lot more swatches for it, but you know, that's besides the point. And at this point I was getting really low on decorations, so I put some candles and some tissues on the side here. I was thinking about using a table lamp, but I think the candles were enough lighting. And then I still had a lot of space, so I added this little chair and side table, as well as a little book, just to make it seem like they were reading there, and that I started on the bathroom. I used one of the more expensive tubs in here that's a little bit nicer, as well as the same counters from downstairs. So I used this whole space for a sink area, so I put a couple of like decorations in the corner, and the sink that's like a more modern sink. You know, maybe they had a problem with their old sink, so they replaced it with this one. And I used the same toilet from downstairs as well, just like in a different swatch. I don't know why. I think I wanted it to match the bathtub a little bit more. And then I added some towels and some candles on the counters. And I still had about 2,000 simoleons left for landscaping, so I added a ton of these little pale flowers. All-time favorite plant. It works so great for ground coverage. I wish we had it in more swatches, like, you know, blues or purples even, because we have some in like debug, but you know, you have to search for it, and I'm not about that because they sometimes get really glitchy if you have too many debug items in there. And then I also use these like oopsie daisies just to add a little bit more definition to the flowers because it gives them a little bit more height. And I want to say that they're yellow too. I can't really tell right now because it's like spring in my game, so nothing is like growing. But I just put those around all of the like bases of the trees, and then added a bunch of terrain paint around everything. And that was about it for this build. We're almost to the playtesting portion. I just had to finish putting the foundation. I used a brick foundation that matches the chimney, and then I added a couple of outdoor lights to eat up the rest of our budget. I think we have about 27 simoleons left, and this is what it looks like, all finished. We're about to jump into the playtesting portion. She's got her aspiration milestone complete there for readily apparent. And I think I like this house. This house is pretty nice. I like the exterior and the landscaping. I didn't really do too much though. We could probably add a bunch of bushes around the outside if we wanted to, once we get a little bit more money, if we're playing in this house. But the gallery picture for this lot is so weird because it actually takes it from like this angle, like this side angle. I'm just having him light the fireplace. And I don't have these Sims on my gallery because I just kind of grabbed them off of the gallery from a couple of random people. But if you would like this family, I can certainly put them on there for you. She is like in her 3rd trimester, so she's like almost ready to have the baby. We have the nursery and the office up here, as well as the hallway. I left the hallway pretty simple, just a couple of plants and a few paintings, as well as a rug. And this is the master bedroom, you know, very bright, very cozy looking. She's taken a nice hot shower. We've got a towel rack there in the corner, that like weird bump out. And I like this bright toddler room. You know, it's pretty unisex. I feel like green is a very neutral color for a nursery. And she's testing out the kitchen. She's making herself some grilled cheese. But that is all for today's speed build. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button because it really helps out, and subscribe for more videos. And as always, you can find all of my builds and tester sims on the gallery at Darth_Jeswick. I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody!